Okay, I only have like 30 minutes to film this, but I feel obligated to because I downloaded OBS on my computer last night and I couldn't do it at 12. I couldn't record at 12 in the morning because it would have disturbed others. No, I haven't wet my sponge. I don't need to. I don't need to. It was wet. It's wet from yesterday. Yes, the fungus! The fungus, yay! I don't know why I decided to record again, but I downloaded OBS because I had like a wanting to at like 12 a.m. last night. But unfortunately, my computer is like old as fuck. My computer's from 2017 and I don't think I've updated it since like, I don't know, 2018. Like it just required too much from me. And I'm now reaping the consequences of my actions because most apps now do not are not compatible. I almost said do not celebrate. Are not compatible with whatever my computer is. High Sierra. I updated it into High Sierra. I think whatever before was like even worse. And High Sierra came out many, many a year ago. I'm getting ready for my first retail job interview because it's been almost a year since I've been laid off. Yay! And yeah. I don't have anything else to say. Well, no, I have an agenda. I'm organized like that. I noticed I was watching back my video, the one video I made last night, and I was laughing because I was like, this bitch likes everything I like. She's just like me. I love her. But I was watching it back and I say and like too much and I pause for too long, which is what I feel like. But it's mostly because I don't like to edit whatever long form content I make. Whatever long form content I make. What's next? Podcasts are like the new blogs. The way I'm making this, thinking anyone will watch it. Well, I hope my friends will, because this is who I'm sending it to. But obviously this is probably gonna be a long video, and I don't expect my friends to watch it all the way through. But to me, they're the new blog. They are the new newsletter, and obviously they are because. Sorry, I got powder everywhere. Obviously they are because. Well, everyone has a fucking podcast. Start taxing people. Start taxing people. Speaking of, I was watching my like last video and I was talking about London. I don't know why I was talking about the Michael Jackson musical that I watched in London, but I don't know why I didn't talk more about London itself. Maybe it just wasn't that. It's memorable to me now, but maybe it just wasn't as memorable to me then. Like I went to Liverpool and all, like, and watching that video back, I was like, kind of nothing has changed. I think it's been like 5 months probably since I've made that video. I still love Michael Jackson. I went on a trip like earlier this month and I was still singing Michael Jackson. I got everyone to sing Michael Jackson with me, and I still love Conclave because on the same trip I made everyone watch Conclave, just as I did in London. I also don't know why I didn't talk about, because I really like the museums in London. I don't know why I didn't talk about the museums in London. Also, I was watching my video back and I was waiting for her to bring up Dirty Diana. That's one of my favorite songs. Obviously, I know why I didn't, because it was not relevant to the play. Why the fuck would they sing Dirty Diana? You never make me stay, so take your pen out of me. I know your every move, so won't you please let me be? Many times before, but I was too blind to see. My first exposure to that song was The Weeknd's cover off of his Trilogy album called DT, and I was like, this shit is fire low-key. And sometimes I do prefer The Weeknd's version better. but I love listening to the original. And fun fact, he performed that for Princess Diana. I think he performed that for Princess Diana. Because I think originally when he was going to perform his songs for Princess Diana, they took that song out of the set list out of like respect, because he was like, I don't want to offend her. But I think Princess Diana was like, that's like my favorite song. What the fuck you mean you took it out of the set list? So I think he put it back in, and it was awesome, low key. I mentioned Glee still. I mentioned Glee last time in the last video. I was talking about Thriller, the Glee version of Thriller, and the Heads Roll Roll mashup. Still fire, by the way. Never gonna like deny that. And this time, I'm so sorry to all the artists who work so hard in the music industry. Well, thank God Glee is over. But I'm so sorry for all the artists who worked so hard only for their song to get covered by Glee. And then for me to only know the Glee version. I heard Say a Little Prayer by Aretha Franklin, like, maybe on the radio of like a grocery store the other day. It was a drugstore. And I immediately searched up the Glee version. Sorry. Set up before you, the moments I wake up, before I put on my makeup. Like, sorry, Aretha Franklin. I've been put on Ritalin. Don't let them take away my sparkle, please. Don't let them take away my sparkle. Oh, please. It's actually helped a lot. I've been like I've noticed, it doesn't like feel like a big change in my life itself, but I've noticed that I've gotten, if I look retrospectively, I've gotten a lot more done. But the first time I took Ritalin, I was like, oh, I'm really gonna lock it now. And then I played the mobile game Block Blast for 4 hours. So that was disappointing. It was awesome though. I fucking love Block Blast. I kind of low-key suck at it, but like, I also like, yeah, it's like you hate a game, but you like always go crawling back to it. Not the point. I'm actually getting this done quite quick. Yeah. I had a really nice day the other day by myself, which is rare. Yeah. Sorry to say that. I'm not a good independent person. I love hanging out with my friends. I love going out with my friends. I rarely get out of bed if it's not for my friends. Or to pee. But what else can I do? Oh, I need to do my eyebrows. Which is a difference I've noticed. I didn't do my eyebrows 5 months ago. Now I've started doing my eyebrows. So much so that I bought a new eyebrow pencil because I used all my last one up. But my independent day out was really fun. I went to this zine event held by independent creators, and it was fucking awesome because I got a Spock Kirk Spirk poster. I saw it, and the moment my eyes laid upon it, I knew I had to have it. And I just had to act nonchalant and be like, I think I'll take the Spirk poster. Thank you. I got a couple other things, but it was mainly for friends. Like, this was my anime convention, or like whatever like conventions that people buy stuff at. There weren't that many creators. I want to say there were like 10-15 creators, artists. And I bought like 3 things. I bought a pin, I bought a patch, and my Spirk poster, which was awesome. And it was so hot that day. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. I'm gonna do a no mascara look. But I have a lot more to say. So this is the opposite problem of what I had last time. Because last time I had to do a full beat. But after that, I went downtown and I went to Urban Outfitters to buy a bunch of gifts for my friends. It's awesome because they had a block party downtown. And because it was so hot, I didn't really pay attention. There were a lot of vintage booths, like clothing, and I really, on a good day, I would have liked to look, but it was just too hot that I was like, I don't want to like, I don't have the energy to expend to just go. I also shouldn't be spending more money, which I eventually did spend more money. Funny because I don't have a job. Anyways, then I went to a bookstore and I got boba, and then I went home, and what did I do? I think I played Block Blast more. I think I meant to read, and then I took a Ritalin and I accidentally locked into Block Blast again. I don't give a fuck. I love that game. Um, Speaking of books, this is my good side, I think. But like, I don't want to say I have a good side because I need to love my entire body and face, or else I will fall down a horrific rabbit hole of plastic surgery that I have done before, many a time. Speaking of books, got this yesterday on its release date, and guess what? Stenciled edges. It says hell is other people. It says hell is other people. Stenciled edges. Bro, I like couldn't sleep the night before because I was so excited for this release. And I was pissed off that like people in like England, like time zones ahead of me would have access to this early just because their day started ahead of mine. Like no, their book should be released the same time as mine, and mine should be released earlier. And bookstores should be open. Look at that. It's so gorgeous. I've been waiting for this one. Um, I'm like 30 pages in, not that far in. I'm like that far in. And like this is the front. And it's really good. I like it so far. It's a nice fantasy, dark academia fantasy, which I need because the last two books I read were very plateauy. I don't know if it's because they were translated or not. I read The Vegetarian by Hong Kong, and I read I Who Have Never Known Men, I think, by Jacqueline Hartman. And they had really good reviews, and I really wanted to like them, though I didn't, and I felt bad. But I'm not gonna change my review just because everyone likes it. But I was expecting more. I wanted more. The Vegetarian started off really good, and it had like really good it said something really good for it going for it in the first third, and then it kind of like went downhill after the first third. Like I gave it like a 3 or 3.25 or something star out of 5. It wasn't bad. I was just expecting like more. I was expecting to like it a lot more. Same with I Who Have Never Known Men, which I think it was more of a plateau for me, but it started a little like the plateau was higher. Um, I rated it like 3.5 or 3.75. I really want like to read another 5-star book because ever since I read Project Hail Mary, that's it right there. I've been like every time I finish a book, I was like, well, that was no Project Hail Mary. It's an illness. It's an illness. So I'm not just like begging for just like a fun book. I think maybe I just prefer adventure more. Maybe that's my problem. Uh, but not all the books I love are about adventure. So I'm like, meh, I don't know. But like this one is about adventure. So I'm like, maybe this one will satiate my craving. I've read a couple of her other books. Shout out Becky. Shout out Becky. My favorite is Babel. I love Babel. One of my favorite books. Also an adventure book. I know I said I didn't all like adventure books, but like still. Sorry, that's just it's a coincidence, guys. It's a coincidence. I love Babel. I liked Yellowface. That's my second. I read The Poppy War very recently. This month. I finished it this month. I didn't love it. I was expecting a lot more. I was expecting a lot more. But maybe it's because everyone, or like not everyone, but like a lot of people hyped it up for me. It's her first successful book, so I thought it would be like a breakout kind of like, wow, just like amazing book. And I really, again, liked the first like half. Bless you. I really like the first half. But then like once it kind of descends into the second half, which is more focused on the war part, which I understand because it's kind of like an almost retelling of the Sino Japanese War. It was like that TikTok audio where it was like, and her arms were cut off, and her legs were cut off, and her eyes were gouged out, and her tongue was cut out. I wouldn't have minded it if it had led somewhere, but it kind of didn't. And I understand probably it was like, I don't think I completely understand probably, but I think I understand that the reasoning behind this was because she wanted to express the pointless cruelty and like the magnitude of like the horrific things that happened in the war in the book. But it just didn't do it for me because it ended off because it's a trilogy. It's part of a trilogy. It's the first part of a trilogy, and it just didn't. It sets up, but like there's little. There is payoff actually. I won't say there's no payoff, but there's less payoff than I expected. Obviously, because it's the first part of a trilogy. I did like it though. It wasn't, but like it just wasn't like what I expected it to be. Okay, we're like 17 minutes in. I have like 15 minutes left. I can talk about anything I want. Ever since I've been laid off, I've watched so many movies. Probably, I don't want to say probably. I know it's been hundreds. I know it's been hundreds of movies. I love a movie. And I think because I've been watching so many movies, I've been reading less books. But I think that's just what this season in my life needed. And now I'm back to, I read like 3 books this month. But that's because they were very like short. But even if they were short books, sometimes it does take me a long time to get through short books. But this time it didn't. Because I think I'm on Ritalin. I mean, I'm on Ritalin, but I think it's because I'm on Ritalin. I hate that I need medication to lock in. I should be able to lock in off of sheer will. Anyways. Which it is, I do will it. I just need a little extra, like. But I've watched so many movies. I love a double feature. I love going over to my friends' houses or making them come over and then just like clockwork oranging them, like strapping their eyes open and like making them watch a double feature with me. I watched, like, most recently I watched Mother, the horror movie starring Jennifer Lawrence. And then right after that I watched the Lego movie. I liked Mother more. It was half a star more for me than the Lego movie. I rated Mother 4 stars and I rated the Lego movie 3.5. My favorite movie that I watched this month, I've rewatched Conclave like 7 times since I first watched it. My favorite new movie that I watched this month. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. I quite like Dirty Dancing. I've never seen Dirty Dancing before till this month. Um, yeah, that's my favorite new movie. But if we're talking about, I need to sneeze. Excuse me. Not editing that out. God bless you. If we're talking about my favorite rewatched movie, obviously Conclave, but that's because I rewatch every like month or two. Uh, I rewatched The Goonies for the first time in a long time. Why do people hate on that movie? I fucking love that movie. The power of love and friendship will save us all. The power of love and friendship will save us all. And adventure. Low key, am I an adventure girl? Yeah. Yeah, I am. I love a little hero arc. I love a little. No! What are we gonna do? There's nothing, there's no way out of this. And then they find a way out of it. I'll eat that shit up every time. I watched the new Naked Gun, starring Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson in theaters. I paid money for it. But it was on a discount day. But I loved it. It was very, very fun. It was fuck ass. And I love a fuck ass movie. I'll always love a fuck ass movie. There was a man, and like directly in the row behind us, I think he was alone. He would giggle every 5 seconds, which like I didn't mind because it was a comedy movie and it was like a fuck ass comedy movie. If it was like a serious like whatever movie and I heard someone like giggling and like talking and like whatever, I'd be pissed as hell. But because this was like a not serious and it was a funny movie, there's a man in the row behind me giggling, and I looked, I like after the movie I looked back and I think he was by himself. So props to him. Props to him. And he was also talking to himself. He wasn't like talking. He was like almost ad-libbing. Like, for example, like this isn't like I don't think this is something that actually happened, but like it would be adjacent to like if like a cop car like blew up and he'd be like, ah, a cop car. And I'd like hear because I was only one row in front of him, and I was like, I love the amount of fun this man is having. That movie is very, it's not broy, but it's very targeted towards the male audience because most of my theater was like men. Like, I want to say on the, not necessarily on the older side, but I don't know how to explain it, but just men who, watch fuck ass movies. There were women, but it was a majority men. But it was so fun. It was so fun. I want to like watch the original, and I plan to do so soon. It is August. My life is nearing the end. I am almost coming up on my 1 year anniversary of being laid off, and I still don't have a job, which I did not foresee. Thought I'd have a job a lot earlier than this, which is why I am getting ready. I got ready to go to my retail job interview, and I am going to leave in 8 minutes or so, whatever. Yeah, I'm going through my like early 20s, mid 20s crisis. But like I don't know, I wake up every day and I'm like I feel like a bum, but I'm also like I live my life to like the full, not the fullest, but like I enjoy my life. I go out with my friends. I read. I think I live a very fruitful life, and I think in about 10 years or so, I think emphasis on I think I'll look back and go, I'm glad I did that with my time instead of, oh, I wish I did more. Because I've traveled, I've read, I've watched a fuck ton of movies. I've done so much. So I don't think this is like an era in my life where I'm like, oh, but I do wake up every day feeling like a bum because I don't have a job. I don't have a job. But I think that's just like a symptom of being in my early/mid 20s. I still consider myself early because I'm 23, but in like 2 weeks I turn 24, and I think that's when I'm gonna call myself in my mid 20s. But time is a concept, and nothing really matters. And me and all my friends are gonna stay 17 forever. Sorry, my friends and I. My friends and I are gonna stay 17 forever. I don't know why on my agenda I have mommy blogs written down. I think it's because earlier I was talking about like podcasts are a form of new blogs and stuff like that. But like mommy blogs I wrote down. Because apparently they're still very successful because they're very popular with the slightly older generation who still likes long form and like written content instead of like short form like video content. Going like, hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my TikTok. This is 5 mommy hacks. Da 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 da. But as a child, I loved a mommy like. I loved a YouTube channel where it's like a mommy blog on a YouTube channel because I never read mommy blogs as a kid, but I don't know why as like a preteen I didn't even plan to have kids as a preteen. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have kids, but I love watching these videos where I was like, I love the way they make those wet wipes out of essential oils and life hacks like that, and like just I think it's because I was a kid and I would watch these like mothers. Whoa, not the psychoanalyzation. But I will also like watch these mothers like care for their children and but like they would want their children to kind of like they would set up all these fun activities for their children. So I think that was very like fun to watch because I don't really have that. And my last note on my agenda says the children are our future, mostly because I was watching reels last night, Instagram reels, and I've been getting so many drag race reels lately. I'm not complaining about it. They are very mean on Drag Race. I wish they would all be kinder to each other, but I know that's like the point because it's like a competition and you're supposed to like raid and drag and like it's a form of love and like whatever. But I'm like, you guys are so mean to each other. Stop. I feel like that girl whenever I'm like, we should all be kinder to each other. I feel like that girl from Mean Girls where it's like, I wish we all just would love each other and hold hands and then like Damien's like, she doesn't even go here. I don't even go here. But I wish we were all nicer to each other. But the children are our future because RuPaul said that and he sounded like a seal. The children are our future. He's such a I watched, but I'm a cheerleader. Straight RuPaul is crazy. Everyone should watch, but I'm a cheerleader. It's such a good movie. It was like one of my new like favorite movies I've watched in a long time. Every part of it was just good. It's great. It wasn't just good. But the children are our future. I love drag queens. I don't like RuPaul is there. The children are our future. And I love the fuck ass Instagram reels he makes. I think it's because he's trying to stay relevant and I'm not complaining about it. I think between Trixie and Katya, I'm definitely a Katya. I would love to be Trixie. But I think my personality aligns with Katya's a lot more. Mostly because of the way her brain works. Ooh, there ain't no other way. Baby, I was born this way. Baby, I was born this way. And I'll always love Lady Gaga forever. And I'm so upset that she's not touring here because she's touring right now. As if I don't contribute so much to her streams. As I don't contribute millions to her streams. I'm positive I don't. But like, I love her songs. And like, she's the one artist I want to see. She's not touring here. And I don't want to fly to another city and like, because the closest cities are like in America and I don't want to go to America. And also because of the conversion rate, bro. I don't want to pay in American dollars. That's like a lot more. That's very expensive. That is very expensive. Ooh, there ain't no other way. Baby, I was born this way. Baby, I was born this way. But yeah, I hope she continues to tour and maybe one day I'll like get the chance to see her. Don't know why I ended off this note, but the children are our future. It's 10:58. sunny day out. Today's gonna be a good day. Bye.